To call this film jarring, uncomfortable, yet very, very moving would be a massive understatement. Krisha was written, directed, edited, and featuring Trey Edward Schultz in his feature film debut. He would go on to do movies such as It Comes at Night and Waves, the latter of which was my favorite movie of 2019. You should absolutely check that one out after you check out Krisha. A wave of emotion, ironically, will wash over you when you see Waves. But this was filmed in Houston in 9 days at Trey's mother's house and features people going by their own names and also a few professional actors. And it's a very low budget movie, but it is a look down the very, very barrel of addiction and relapse and reconnecting with your family. And it's just very, god damn, this film got more uncomfortable as it went along, but it was a very real portrayal of what one tries to do when they're trying to overcome their past demons and not let those demons attack them and get them and just overtake them. They don't want to give into that stuff again. This movie has been out for a few years, so there will be spoilers. But suffice to say, as far as the acting goes, it just feels very real and it feels very raw. And you can tell that Trey Edward Schultz put a lot of his own passion into this. Apparently somebody close to him had something like this happen to them and they relapsed and passed away shortly afterwards after being at a family dinner. So you can tell there's a lot of raw material here that just gets for anybody that has had a family member or a friend, somebody close to them that has been battling addiction, this would be something very, very probably a little too real to deal with. Now, I've seen many friends that have battled addiction, and I know family members that have as well, and it's not something that's easy to do. When you're trying to overcome stuff can trigger it. You got to not necessarily handle with kid gloves, but you got to try and be there for somebody, but also understand they have to do things on their own. And Krisha, played by Krisha Fairchild, does a great portrayal of a woman that really wants to do well, but just everything it's a groundswell and it just bubbles up and it just overtakes. It's like a bubble just, closing in on her. And it's really, really jarring to see. The woman that played the grandmother, so, Krisha's mother, was apparently actually suffering from dementia at the time. So she wasn't entirely certain she was acting, but did praise Trey. And Trey understands how to make really, really great films, really great dramas. It Comes at Night was a bit more of a horror movie, but with some psychological horror overtones and just a dramatic feel to it, a real portrayal of how people would deal with, a post-apocalyptic world, so to speak. And Waves dealt with just how somebody would handle something that could fracture a goddamn family. And boy, that was just, he can deal with uncomfortable material in the best way possible. And I can't wait to see what he does next. It's really hard to describe this plot other than just talking about, the various scenes of dialogue. I'm sure there was a good script here, but it felt like a lot of people were just acting off the cuff and just doing what they could to make it as real as possible. There's a doctor character that is that's very, very real. He is married to Krisha's sister, her sister that has taken care of her, and been there for her. But she's also, there's a fractured relationship between Krisha and Trey. Yes, Trey Edward Schultz plays Trey. I understand that was really good typecasting right there. You can make some typecasting jokes here, but everybody went by their own names because they wanted to make it as real as possible. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, you can get to where you're pretentious with stuff like this. Trey Edward Schultz never gets pretentious with this. It's a Thanksgiving dinner where, Krisha arrives. She's going to help prepare this stuff, and everything seems to be going good. She's even got a dog. The music is certainly a choice. I think the music's supposed to be kind of like a little maddening, where it's like somebody's trying to fit in with their family and they're not sure exactly how to fit in. They want to do good. They want to be good. And it does capture the madness of prepping a large family dinner. I will say that much. The doctor isn't necessarily a big fan of dogs. Yells at him to shut up constantly. I mean, there's a lot of dogs ever. Come on, they're dogs. They don't know any better. Don't yell at them. Don't be like that with animals. Raise your animals and be happy with them and everything, and give them a good goddamn life. And And you get to see just how the family interacts with each other. And Krisha feels like an outsider, and then you start to notice weird behavior with her. Like, she has all her stuff with her, even ends up going to the wrong house initially and has to go along like through this, suburb area, and ends up getting in a little bit of a mud puddle and stuff like that. She's like, son of a bitch, and she's dealing with this. But you don't know exactly what she's dealing with until, well, she talks to Trey about him, going to film school and stuff like that. Maybe you should pursue that. You shouldn't just pursue this. Pursue your dream. But that kind of ends up becoming a little bit uncomfortable because it's like, well, you haven't been there for me. Other people have. And she's been trying to get her life right in the last 10 years. But then the doctor kind of really, really berates her. Like, you need to get your ducks in a row, that he's miserable as fuck as well. He's put up with her sister. Her sister's put up with him. I'm fucking Superman. I eat leather and shit saddles, which is a pretty damn good line, honestly. I really should try to find a way to work that into my Twitter profile. But then the grandma arrives. She's in a wheelchair. She doesn't remember her daughter. If she doesn't. Dementia. Alzheimer's. It's a goddamn bitch. But then Krisha keeps trying to talk to a guy named Richard, some guy that she obviously was in a relationship with, but he never answers his phone. She's also got a flip phone. I don't know why that made me laugh in 2015. 2016. It depends on, when you saw this as to when it came out, because it obviously premiered some film festivals and then got a bit of a release. And it's on Showtime currently, by the way, in the A24 collection. So basically what ends up happening is the dinner ends up going tits up because they have a big 30-pound turkey that gets prepared. But then she has a bottle of wine in her bag, and she drinks it. And naturally, like any addict, it gets worse and worse. She spills the turkey all over the goddamn floor. She's drunk. She's not doing well. She's trying to justify. She puts the blame on the doctor as to what happened, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. She's not invited to dinner. They had to get some other food, I assume, order takeout or something, or maybe they went to Kroger, or they went to SARS or Safeway or whatever, Cars. What the hell is Safeway called in other parts? Let me know in the comments. Or Winco or Costco. Maybe they got a turkey dinner at Costco, all prepared with all the trimmings. And then she's trying to just get this done. She's trying to figure this out. She's trying to, tell people what happened. But it's just getting worse and worse and worse. She yells at her ex and tells her it's too late now. I wish I never met you, all this stuff. She even yells at her dog and feels bad about it. You don't torture your goddamn dog. Fortunately, she didn't kill her dog. I was a little bit worried they were going to do that. And then her sister's talking to her and says, I'll always love you, but this was your chance. You can fix this, but you gotta want to do it. And that's true. That's the one thing about it. Like, when, things get messed up, you can fix it, but you gotta do it on your own. But then this is jarring and uncomfortable. She finds another bottle of wine, and the doctor had some powder, and she sniffed that, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And we see what happened at the dinner where she's yelling. We see a bit of it before all this happens, and then we see more of it. And Krisha's just not doing well, not at all, because she's given into her demons. And judging by how the material this is based, or, the real life situation this is based on, it's implied that she pretty much dies right after this. Yeah, Krisha's uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. Trey Schultz did a freaking goddamn amazing movie here. It gets an A. It gets an absolute goddamn A. Or actually, it gets a fucking A+. I normally don't grade older movies, but this is fucking great. But goddamn if this isn't fucking uncomfortable as fuck. But anyway, yeah, check out Trey Schultz's movies. He's only done 3 full-length features. It's only 81 minutes, by the way. It Comes at Night and Waves, the best movie that he's done. I wonder what else he'll end up doing. Anyway, I'm going to go check out more A24 movies on Showtime while I have the free trial and the cheaper price. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.